that's so nice, man. Oh. Woo! Hello and welcome back to another video, and in today's video we are going into a new game that we haven't done before, which is Fire Emblem Three Houses. And I thought what we would do is I found this live performance which includes several tracks that we've not heard before. Someone in the comments has kindly put them in, so we're going to get a taste of a lot. We'll get straight into it. Of course, please do like and subscribe before we do hand, and I think because it's such a long thing, we'll just get straight into the analysis straight away. Try not to pause too annoyingly. I will let it play and we'll go back and forward, but we'll get straight into it of the Fire Emblem Three Houses original soundtrack. Let's get into it in 3, 2, 1. Alright, so what I was going to say to start off with, and I'm just going to check what the name of this track, which was The Girl of Hresberg. Okay, I'll probably have to reference that, so comment a few times. Immediately very kind of dramatic, immediately like a lot of kind of ripping on the bows with the strings, very kind of dense in sound, straight into it. It's not kind of like a waking up almost, it's kind of like a flying into the sound already. Very thick, very full in the sound as well, and just quite got a sense of heroicism to it as well. We'll go back a little bit and we'll listen to a bit of it, and I might stop a little bit during this one. And even kind of the that kind of melody, it feels kind of fleeting in the sense that there's lots of sort of movement around. That maybe this is kind of representing the character that's quite fast paced, or a lot like a city, or like the undertone of a city, a soundtrack or something like that. Because there's lots of small little kind of bouncing elements in there that kind of create this kind of feel of like a lot of movement. And as the instruments layer as well, it kind of builds upon that feeling of a collective, you know. Oh, that's really nice. Wow, that's beautiful. Oh, yeah. Right, that was so cool. I mean, I'm guessing that was the end of that track there. Yes, it was, indeed. I like that, what it did there, that track, it kind of spilled over in the same way that a lot of very kind of emotional anime soundtracks do, where they kind of build up this sort of motif, this melody line, and then it kind of soars over. Towards the end of the theme, it will kind of soar over the top, kind of in sound and in feeling as well. It would be kind of, it's very extravagant, very kind of epic in that way, and it really carries that emotional feeling to it. That sort of cinematic sort of style of strings that they had there, I thought was really beautiful. We'll listen to it a little bit again, and we'll go straight into the next track, which is going to be Daily Life at Garg Mak Lavra. Going. This is what I mean. So what I mean by that, the spillover is the da 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 da, kind of falls over, kind of like a wave, just kind of crashing over it. It's such a beautiful sound. those hits at the end, super dramatic, super nice way to end. Okay. Nice. Alright, so we are getting a real different theme for this one. You know what, it's 30 seconds till this finishes. I'll play it to the end. Ooh. Alright. Yeah, it took a second to write all of these songs down so I don't have to keep scrolling down. What I thought about that... It says scrolling down. What I thought about that is it kind of had quite a bit of a homely feel to it. I guess it's called Daily Life, so maybe it's supposed to be a bit more kind of like the theme of, I don't know, the area or something like that. But it does have like a kind of nice sort of homeliness to it. Alright, we'll go back over it. Even that to begin with, the just kind of nice, kind of happy and fulfilled, and kind of sort of jovial in a sense as well. It's kind of jokey in how kind of happy it is. And even that kind of rise and responding with the full then tone down, not tone down, but you know, down. Kind of reminds me of some of the old town music in some of the kind of mid-aged Pokemon games. It's really nice. And this bit, I'll talk over this bit, where we kind of have the plucking of the bows here. Kind of light and sort of kind of cheeky sounding in that sense. It kind of sounds a little bit Parisian to me, a little bit sort of Western European, but maybe a couple hundred years ago. It very much still has that kind of feel of a homeliness, but it's still quite a classical feel to it in the sense that it's quite like formal. It feels like it's kind of the theme of an area that's very, you know, it's a very nice area. It's very well off. It's not kind of downtrodden. It has, you know, maybe a bit of royalty in a sense to it. That's kind of how it feels to me. Love that. That's just beautiful sweeping while all those strings just sort of melded together. It's beautiful. But now we're going on to the next one, which is called Hungry March, I believe. That's all of that song. A very short little taste of that. We'll go over it again, but there's not a huge amount that we can say with only 20 seconds of a song. It still kind of feels, it kind of carries on from the daily life in Garg Mak Lavra. It kind of has the same sort of feel to it, and I like how this composer very much into the idea of kind of playing around with how the instruments are played. So it's not just, you know, violins with the bows. He likes to use the kind of the plucking and kind of like that small kind of minute sort of raindrop kind of sound to it, which I think is really, really nice. Even at the start there, just a boom, and they've got those kind of nice, that's still staccato sound on the cello, but it's not kind of sharp. It's kind of nice and cut and bouncy. It's just boom, 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 boom. Got that, just again, that kind of childlike happiness to it. Alright. Happiness after steaming. I should briefly mention that it was translated directly from a YouTube comment, so though the songs aren't exactly right, that's probably due to the Google Translator. But anyway, again with the plucking, it's used so much. Ooh. That's just, yeah, it's kind of fascinating. Like, again, with those kind of, with the plucking of those strings. I'm wondering, because the song is supposedly called Happiness After Steaming, is that kind of like what is literally kind of happening in the game? Like, because it kind of reminds me of kind of drips of like a washroom or a bathroom or something like that. That's the kind of feel that I get from it. Just like a light rain or something like that. That's kind of what it makes me feel of, or just just in a sense, I feel like there's so much warmth in the sound at the moment, and to create that kind of warmth without having to have a swelling, you know, strings orchestration. I think it's really nice. It's just such a, everything so far has been so kind of positive and kind of warm, which I really, really like. So you've got some kind of doing the pluckings, particularly around here, but then you still those small little kind of dun 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 on the strings, with some of them are playing with the bows, and again it's just such a small sound, but it just delivers so much emotionally, I think. Also, as well, a testament to everybody's timing as well. Obviously, they're professional musicians, so you would expect it, but they're so tight together. There's no one rushing or dragging at all that I can hear anyway through this recording. And this is that kind of swell into it, and then just the straight melody. It's got that kind of proper form to it, in the sense that it feels kind of traditional and kind of what's the word? Like an aristocracy. Aristocratic, that's the word. Kind of aristocratic in the sense of kind of formality of like an 1800s kind of very wealthy family. You know what I mean? That's kind of how it feels to me. That kind of, you know, particularly in Western Europe, more Paris. I just keep getting the feel of Paris for some reason. That's the image I get. People with ruffles, you know, wearing stuff like that, you know. Wigs, powdered wigs. I don't know why. That's what I'm getting. Alright, let's go in. All night. Would help if I could read my own writing, but anyway. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Pause there a second. That was really kind of nice and sweeping, wasn't it? It was just like a... It kind of initially reminded me of kind of like a sort of a night, slower time song for like a Zelda game or something like that. It kind of, that kind of lullaby to it, but it still was very full. It wasn't kind of pulled back. It kind of had that winding down element to it. Let's listen to it again. Even with that, just kind of going down, kind of gives that sense of just everything's kind of winding down a little bit. And kind of in the way that it's being played, and it's not like against staccato, it's kind of legato in the sense, it's just kind of, it's very relaxed, it's very kind of slow, but in the sense of it's slow because we got time. That's the reason. How everyone came in just then was absolutely beautiful. Just carry that again, this kind of sleepy melody. Oh, I'm gonna play that a little bit again. How everyone just kind of, I think here, yeah, the lower timbre instruments come in, the cellos. That's so nice, man. That is really, really nice. How nice was that, man? That hit that crescendo, and then that nice, that lovely chord at the end of, again, just that lightness, that fun to it. It has that all the way through. Let's keep going, because we'll be here all day, if not. So this song wasn't in the comments, so I don't know what this is. Okay, so I'm guessing that song was then "Speed is like the wind" or something like that. I think. Oh, maybe I didn't just see where that was. Yeah, that must have been it. Must have been it. That's fine. Yeah, so that was "Speed Like the Wind." That was very, very different. Very, very different. Very kind of cut in the way that it is. Very sharp, very tight, very, again, urgent. That's not what we haven't had up to this point, any sort of sense of urgency in a way. And this was very much like drama, action. Things are happening and we're having to deal with them. Even with the dun 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 dun, we haven't had hits like that at all so far. It's all been very kind of lackadaisical, very calm, and now it's very much, you know, strong in the way that it's performed. And even with the higher sort of violins over the top carrying a bit more of the, you know, the melody, not just letting the notes kind of soar. It's kind of still got a bit of the movement in there just to keep that tension, to keep that buzz there. It's really, really nice. And even when you have this kind of legato section here you've got in the background that with the higher strings, dun 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 dun, just keeping that pace in there. And all these kind of moments and these motifs, they're kind of, this is building to a boiling point. All of the phrases are slowly getting higher in pitch, whereas we go to the other track, the sleepier tracks, they get lower in pitch, all the phrases, because it's kind of like, ugh. But this is kind of really kind of trying to hold your attention there. It's building to something. That's cool as well. They ended that with a stomp. I didn't notice that before. That's so good. That was so good. Did everyone do it? Pretty much. That's like a very visceral sound as well. Obviously, it's percussion done by them, you know, not by an instrument, by just, you know, the echo of the room, the ambience of the room with their shoes on a wooden floor. Very cool. Very, very cool. But now we're going into Sky-Splitting Meteor, I believe. Let's go. Okay. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold on. Hold on, before we get into that. Alright, that was crazy, that one. It's definitely the most serious, the most dramatic so far. But I have a feeling it's about to get even more dramatic. Sky-splitting meteor. Just very kind of... I mean, you know what? Let's just get straight to it. Even there, like, every single instrument is doing something very, very intricate right now. And you could kind of try and hear the parts. But that kind of tells me that this is kind of mid-peak kind of drama or battle or fight or sequence. It's very, like... We're watching the action now, you know. It kind of feels like more like a bit of a battle tune or like a fight tune, where it has that kind of very intricate kind of melodies at the start, and then it kind of has the breath, which it has now, which is more legato kind of style. This kind of step back away from it, and then back into the fight. It has a very heroic sound to it still. It's not like, it doesn't sound in any sense evil. This thing, I don't feel like this is the theme of like a villain or something like that, or a monster or a demon or whatever. It still has that kind of triumph, victorious kind of feel to it in the way that it sounds, you know. And it's kind of like that movement there where it's just da, 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 da. It feels like a gathering of power or will or, you know, I don't know, like bravery or someone kind of settling themselves in before they kind of go in and strike again. And even with that there, I'll try not to play too much again, but the and then straight into the next phrase was really kind of like jarring in a way. Come on. Play it one more time. I think it's just leaving that small little rest there, kind of gives it that kind of hit to it, that and then straight back in, kind of gives it that extra kind of, I don't know, density to the strings when it comes back in on the next bar. And it gives it that like kind of off kilter almost. It makes you feel kind of off kilter because of that little rest. It kind of been knocked a bit. It's really cool. All right, I'll play to the end now. And it kind of feels like it's kind of winding down a little bit now with a dun 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 bam bam. That almost feels kind of like a bit of a rocky kind of melody, you know? Rock music, not the box there. Alright, go back to going to strike. Go straight in. my god. I got caught up in that there. All right, let's listen to that again. That's by far the most kind of terror. I feel like terror. Not, I don't feel scared, but I feel that there's terror in that. There's kind of real chaos in a sense. It's kind of that feels like everything has boiled over, and now it's just pure like chaos. I couldn't think of a better word than what I already said. Let's go back into it. So even going straight into that song with a that's pure like drama tension straight away. And then it's not just dun 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 dun, which can be a bit more bouncy. Kind of gives it that sharpness, that cut to it, that makes it feel like it's like a horror movie sort of sound, you know. Kind of like alarm, 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 alarm. You know, danger, danger, warning, or whatever. Even that feels, again, that's kind of like sounds going into each other. Again, that's kind of like a wave, but it's kind of like a loss of consciousness or something in there, how those sounds blend together. Everything gets sort of, because we've had it so tight beforehand, now everything's starting to get blurred and mixed. It kind of feels like tumbling or drowning or something like that. All right. End of Dream, I believe this is. I don't know what that says. I have a feeling it's probably very solemn and dramatic there, if it goes by what this sounds like so far. Okay, so that to me is like, it sounds like it's very solemn, It's very dark, and it sounds like the moment where the heroes have been defeated before they have to get up and fight again. That's what it sounds like to me, but it's definitely, we haven't had this element of sadness in the music yet, and that was a sad, kind of sorrowful, solemn piece of music. Let's go into it. And you can kind of get that right straight from the start, and it does remind me of a lot of like cinematic soundtrack pieces where you've got the strings just hanging on, again that legato sound, but they're just blending into each other, and it carries on, there's no gaps, there's no rests, it's all just pure kind of waves of noise, of sound. Again, you know, obviously it's in minor. It's those da, 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 kind of the rises and then the falls and the frays and the kind of the, oh, we've been beaten or we're defeated or something really sad's happened. Maybe a character's died or something like that. It has that to it. It carries the emotion of it. But I do get a feeling as with this that there's a sense of kind of helplessness, kind of like a, they're out of ideas, you know, they just don't know what to do. That kind of sort of thing, like a real sense of loss, maybe not of person, but loss of purpose in a way. That chord there is beautiful. How it just lands on that. It's got such warmth to it. That was really nice. I'll play that again. That there. Oh. Oh, yes. I do wonder what this says, because now it's kind of slowly pulsating and kind of building and building, kind of raising pitch. It feels a bit more like they're starting to, what the people or whatever has been defeated is starting to kind of get up, you know, dust themselves off a bit. I don't know though. I love that creep in there by the basses and the cellos and the do do do, so ominous. Such a nice sound. Okay, now we're going into At the Top of This World. Let's go. Okay. All right, yeah. Oh, yeah! I like that a lot. That was really nice. going to stop there because this is a longer song, and obviously it's quite an important one. But let's kind of analyze what we got into so far. So this is the most replayed moment in this video. This must be very popular. I can see why already. It definitely has that. Let's get into it. So again, this kind of feels like we'll get there. We'll get there. We'll get there. I love this. This is such a nice build. Kind of the lower instruments, lower timbrel instruments, just kind of doing that kind of whirl around the and then the higher instruments doing that kind of fleeting little sound. It really builds really nice. It's got such drama, but again, it has a heroicness to it as well. And this melody is really cool as well. Again, it's got that kind of positivity, that heroicness to it. I love that. That's straight in the dun 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 boom. This is so. It really feels at this point. I said before that maybe the heroes have dusted themselves off and they're back. This is what this feels like. Exactly what it feels like, and it definitely does have that kind of heroic comeback. It definitely sounds very kind of anime in that sense. In terms of the theme and how it's written, and that is a good thing. That is definitely a good thing. I love this song. This is really, really cool. I feel like I could run to this song. You know, I feel pumped up and energized through this song. And here, I'll just speak quickly, it's kind of dropped off now, it's kind of building up again. Again, kind of a very nice sort of melody to kind of build. We'll carry on now, we'll listen to the rest of the song, I think. Okay, it's the last time I pause, I promise. So I do like that corner response there, though, with the violins, the dun dun dun, and then it's kind of a small kind of response, back, dun dun dun. That kind of anchor point for the musicians. It's kind of nice for us as well as listeners to kind of have that motif for us to anchor back to before it get inevitably built up again. Ooh. Oh man, that's so nice, man. Oh. Woo! Right, we got to stop there. My goodness, wow. That is some of the best sort of leading to a chorus that I have heard. It's just absolutely stunning. I think we won't go back too far because we want to move on to the next song at some point and we'll listen to it from here. So even here, it's kind of pulled back. But we're still getting so we're still getting the kind of the main melody of it, and kind of reminding us it still has that, getting that bravery to it. Oh. I'm going to stop briefly. There was a point before. There's no point in trying to find it now. It was kind of a solo violin playing this kind of melody, which was kind of nice to pull that back, but just keep that melody going. It's kind of adding different flavors to the song, keeping the melody, keeping that kind of very, almost kind of like hook to the song, but just kind of varying it and how it's played. Gives such different feeling, and this full feeling to it. It feels so satisfying to listen to. Straight into the next. Star of Dawn, last song. Okay, I know I've been kind of going back and forward playing, but we'll kind of dissect this one as we go. Those pull, again, this one's kind of nice in the sense that we're getting that it feels a bit more kind of rounded in the sense, it feels a bit more like an end, I suppose, or a bookend in a sense, I guess. Those pull, that melody line on the strings, that high pitched sound as well, was just really kind of so full, so nice, so nice. And this kind of build here that kind of feels like kind of galloping in a sense, as a kind of, again, the other strings are kind of ruminating around. And that together, sounding so incredible. And again, the addition of more. That's a beautiful sound, man. Love that. Right, you know what, we're going to stop there because we've got natural rest. Okay, so let's go back to, yeah, about here. About here, I think that's probably where we were. Because I want to talk about a bit, and then I'll know to kind of stop at 19 minutes. We spoke about this. And this I wanted to speak about. We hear that kind of builds. You can either hear the addition of instrument to instrument to instrument. It kind of builds upon itself, and then it goes to this part. Slows down, quiets down, but we've still got the lower now timbre instruments taking that melody line. It kind of feels a lot more grounded, but it feels like some kind of pushing up from the bottom now, like kind of getting yourself up. It definitely has that feel of, you know, a fight back. Now as it kind of raises and pitch again, it kind of, again, it's that kind of, I keep using the word heroic, but that's how it feels. It's that, it feels like there's a push back against like this huge dread, this huge evil, and the heroes are succeeding. It feels like really triumphant. Okay. Whoa, beautiful. Was there no audience there? They deserved a clap, man. Alright, let's go back over that because I've got lots of things to say. So now we get very much feelings of the start of this. Ceremonial style music, aristocratic style music. But it feels very, almost kind of like wedding music in a sense, but it feels very much like this is the epilogue. of a story. This is they succeeded, and this is kind of given a little bit of hint of what they're doing now, that the battle is won. That's how it feels to me, this whole section. It starts with that kind of very kind of formal part, and then it comes here, which comes a bit more heroic in that way, a bit deeper, digs in a bit more. And this is what I mean by kind of like 1800s Western Europe. The it's such like, you know, that kind of era of classical music, you know. It's like almost like parade music or something, you know, like a celebration. It slows. This beautiful chord here. I'm surprised it didn't end with the boom. I mean, I think you gotta... Oh, there was an audience there, good. Okay, so this is the Nagoya Game Music Strings channel. Obviously, this performance will be linked in the description below. Please watch it and like the video. I mean, obviously, from them, incredible performance, flawless. I couldn't say a bad word about it. But for the music itself, like it definitely is grounded in that heroicness of it, the protagonist, the fight. And I think it really puts its themes across really, really well. Let me know what was your favourite in the comments below. I think mine was probably at the top of this world. Was my favourite of those, but I think they were all fantastic tracks. But I think we'll end the video here. Thank you for watching this. If you have watched all the way to now, what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to tell me in the comments below, and I'd like you to put your suggestion in the comments below, because if you've watched the entirety of this video, I feel like I owe you doing your suggestion for a video. And what I would like, and if you liked videos like this as well, please let me know in the comments below. If we do, instead of just reacting to a song or analysing a song, we analyse a catalogue of songs from a game in one video. So it'll be a longer format like this, but we'll do a lot more different songs within that. So let me know what games you would like me to cover, and if you've watched the whole thing, I'll make sure to try my best to do that for you as you've put your time in to watch this. What else is there to say? Yes, and suggestions, preferably a game that we haven't covered before, but if there is certain songs that we haven't done from a particular game that we have covered before, let me know as well. Obviously, please do like and subscribe as well, particularly if you like this format over the usual one, because then I'll know to carry on doing it. But having said all of that, thank you all so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Thank you very much. Goodbye.